Welcome back everyone. In this video I'm playing my custom Spear Catalyst build, which I will share at the end of the video, and I'm going up against Naru, who is the #1 player in A and has been for a long time, as well as his duo partner JFM. Now I do have Stevie, who was currently ranked number 6 at the time of filming this video, so should be a fun match. Now right at the beginning here you'll see Naru targets me. That's because I'm on Spear Catalyst, and Spear Catalyst does a ton of damage in a team fight. Now I actually knew he was going to focus me there, because he always does, or typically does, unless we have a support that needs to go down first. So I knew I could juke him back there and use Lightning Flash to kind of get away, so that's why I did that. Now at this point we get somebody down. Naru has gone after our home node at A because he saw a teammate go down, and it's good to leave a fight that you're already losing instead of just staying there and snowballing towards a defeat. So he does a good move going to A. Now I stick in the team fight for a little bit because I want us to get the full cap and get their team kind of in complete retreat. I see another guy down off node there, and then you see one coming off spawn, as well as the Scourge. Now at this point I'm kind of a little bit confused on where to rotate, or at least trying to find the best place to rotate, and then I see Naru coming back to mid with their Revenant. Now at that point I got in way too deep, and I was between basically 3 enemies there because the Mirage came after me. Now if you don't know, Mirage is the highest DPS spec in the game right now, and probably, actually definitely the best DPS spec in the game right now, so I have to play extremely careful against this guy, and thankfully I do, and I managed to get the kill on him. And I see another enemy there in the background downed as well, so I know that we have the momentum, and it's time to see if we can push into mid and see if we can recap that node, since we did win far, the C node. Now right here we focus in on Naru and we get the kill, so let the kill counter begin now. That is the first kill on Naru, and then I see my buddy Cirrus, who's playing Reaper, kind of dueling Revenant, and I wanted to kind of watch that fight and see if he could take him. However, the minute I saw that fight go south, I leap off of the node, forget about capping the node for a minute and get that kill so that way Cirrus can res. Now at this point I go back to capping the node, however I do see a couple of them coming out of spawn, and once again I don't want to see Cirrus go down, but I really wanted the cap, so I tried to kind of get the cap and run right into the fight. In hindsight I would have waited on going on capping and just jumped straight into the fight, because our buddy Cirrus does end up going down there. But I back away, I've got another teammate, and we're dealing with Naru and the Revenant, but we do have a triple cap thanks to Stevie at far, and you can kind of see on the mini map where that fight's going down. But at this point, focused on mid, let's see if we can get Naru down. I'm trying to keep the pressure on him, but their Mirage pushes up to me and he is a little too much to handle, so I popped my Jade Sphere there in Earth, which gives me protection, so that way I don't take as much damage, and then I get plussed by the Necro, who fears the Mirage back, and so we get that kill. I try to hit Naru a little bit as he passes through, but I don't really have enough to get the kill, and I'm worried about the Mirage getting up. So right there you'll see I tried to Lightning Flash onto the roof, but I missed and it sent me forward. So that was a crucial mistake, and now I'm just worried about, okay, is the Mirage going to get up? So you can see me kind of angling my camera to try and see him there. But there's 2 other enemies, and thankfully nobody was rezzing the Mirage. Now right there you'll see I get hit in the back from Naru, and so I know he's on focusing on me again, so I've got to be really careful here. I try to hit him with my Arcane Wave there, but he dodges it because he has good reaction time, and so I kind of CC him and just try to get away from this. Well, then he gets plussed by the Scourge, and so I really need to get out. I kind of get stuck on the stairs there. I poured up and I'm trying to deal damage behind me. Now right here I kind of tried to juke around that ramp. That was not a good play. I should have just continued onto the B node, kind of into this area where that drop down happens. That's probably where I should have kited to. I may have been able to make it there and end up surviving. But either way, I end up going down, and I'll fast forward just a little bit here. Well, that didn't work out too well, but I'll show you guys what I'm looking at as I come out. So there's a duel here on the left side and a duel on the right side, but I notice Cirrus is winning his, and my buddy here against Naru is not. So I jump into that fight, and we get plussed by our Scourge and get him up. Now at this point, because the duel's been going on, I know that Naru is going to be at least somewhat low on cooldowns, so I try to hit him with a couple of skills, try to keep pressure without overcommitting, because I do have to be really careful here. Harbinger is pretty much the hard counter for Catalyst, Spear Catalyst, and so I need to be careful. One misclick and I could be dead, especially since it's Naru, who is the #1 player. So at this point he's kind of getting defensive. I noticed that he used the second part of his Spectral Walk. I try to CC him there with Air 4, but I don't quite get it. And at this point I start to get a little concerned because we've been spending a lot of time fighting Naru in a 2v1, and he goes down below there. So I'm trying to decide, do I need to go mid? And I see one of our guys down far, so I'm afraid far is going to snowball out of control towards the enemy team. And so I come here to mid to try and secure the node for us, so that way we have 2 nodes if they win far. Now, once we get that node there, I decide, okay, no, I need to come back now and see if I can kill Naru. Hopefully he's a little bit low on cooldowns. So I come back into this fight. He immediately starts to line of sight me because he knows that I've shown up, and he knows I'll do a lot of damage if I go unchecked. So he's focusing on me now, uses a few skills that handily shuts me down, but I've gotten the node sort of secured and allowed my teammate to refresh. Now, I tried to hit Naru there with an Arcane Wave because I saw he was approaching and that would have stunned him. Didn't quite work, and then he returns to his spot up top there. And at this point, I don't have a lot left. I've got to kind of back up and just try not to die here. And again, you know, running low on health, running low on skills. But at this point, I kind of have to full commit because I don't have any utility left. So I spam a few attacks and manage to get the kill. It's kill number 2 on the #1 player there. So by the way, guys, oh, actually, I'll save that thought. So I come in here to Skyhammer. Notice how bad we were at Skyhammer. I want to just replay that one more time. So we are struggling at Skyhammer. We've got one that's of our guys that got killed. Cirrus is about to go down, and immediately I grab a kill there on their Mesmer, get a second kill, and I do have a little bit of help from my buddies there. But ultimately, you know, Spear Catalyst in a team fight is extremely strong with all of the CC and all of the damage that you can dish out. So we end up getting, you know, 1 down, 2 down, and then their Scourge here eats the dust as well. And so this fight is pretty much won. I'm going to go ahead and finish him off here because I thought he was on the node, and I wanted to make sure that we cap it and get Cirrus up just in case another enemy, you know, tries to plus the fight. So going back to mid here, making sure we secure that, and I get some kind of weird attack from Naru. I don't know if I had ping there or what happened, but I was taking his Spear 2 damage from down below. And at this point, I'm getting pressured really heavily, and this is where it shows just how much my build shines, because I'm able to kite quite a bit here and endure quite a lot of damage. However, I do go down, but we're pretty much at the end of the match here, and thankfully my buddies pick me up, and we'll see one final kill here on Naru. He retreats down below and finish him off there. So obviously, because I was able to kill Naru a few times with the team, and because we were able to beat him, that obviously makes me a better player in every way, even though he's been rank 1 NA for like 12 years. Clearly you guys can see. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the build now, and then we'll finish up. Okay, so here's the build. Y'all feel free to screenshot this. I did do an entire extensive guide to Spear Catalyst on my channel. I'll put that at the end of this YouTube video so you guys can watch that if you want. I did make a couple of changes. I'm running Claw now because it's very consistent damage after disabling foes, which happens all the time. And I'm also running Lightning Flash, which is a big part of how I was able to tank multiple enemies, the Mirage, the Harbinger. You know, it is a great way for you on Spear Catalyst to avoid just getting absolutely mauled by those classes. I don't find that I miss the stun break or, you know, protection or stability from Armor of Earth. I find more often that I need speed and I need to be able to just port out of damage really quickly, whether it's, you know, up the stairs or the ramp like y'all saw in that match. So yeah, feel free to screenshot this and add it to your own gameplay, and you too could take on the #1 player in Guild Wars 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys on the next one.